Hi, I'm Tracy Toller Phillips for Bloomfield Council at Large. And today I'm here talking about Lionsgate and what the community can do when they work together on a project. And I'm here with,
Mary Shaughnessy.
and Mary is one of the historians of Lionsgate Park. She helped get this whole project built. So, Mary, why don't you tell us a brief history?
It began because the area was getting so consistently flooded. In fact, there was a little girl who was coming home from school and she cut across that bridge and she was washed down the river. And if it wasn't for men, doing some construction on the site, she would have been gone. All the homes on that side of the river got a lot of water, like up to their ceiling in their basement, sometimes beyond. And I got involved because I just felt so incensed that they would put 200 homes in an area that was a known flood zone. And I didn't have anything to gain by it, but I was just incensed that, all of these projects, they have engineers, they know what they're doing. So I was just I had a couple of friends that were being negatively impacted. It started with them asking me to write a letter. And then I wrote a letter, and I wrote another letter, and another letter. And then I got more deeply involved in it because I felt that it was really wrong to put people in harm's way. This end of Bloomfield was all wetlands. It was farmland and wetlands. So anyway, a few of us got together and we started meeting in each other's kitchens. When we got more serious, we hosted spaghetti dinners to raise money. Once we panhandled with a bucket at an intersection.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, no, we
That's great.
we ended up raising thousands of dollars just through sheer determination.
And how many people would you say were working on getting this project put together? Actual residents, not elected officials.
It started out with 8 to 10 people who were fighting for it, and there were no elected officials. We were such a cohesive group that we ran one of our members for council, Nick Joanno. We were good at the organizing side, and we did a lot of guerrilla theater, like we built an arc and drove it all through the town, beeping horns. But Nick was very good at the political end of it. So once we got him elected, he was able to negotiate his way into the hearts of other elected officials. And we gradually got more and more people on board, but with a great deal of help from New York, New Jersey baykeepers and the Hackensack River people.
Yes.
A whole bunch of different organizations came in to support us. And we were making headway. After Nick got elected, we started getting more people elected that were more like-minded. We were environmentalists, but we knew that we'd have a better chance if we joined forces with the soccer people, because the soccer contingent was very powerful.
So it was good to have another coalition help
Right.
with the resident coalition
Right.
behind Lionsgate.
Yeah, so that's what happened. It's not exactly the two groups got together because soccer people were working with the mayor separate from us, but it didn't matter because we both had the same
Goals.
goal.
Yeah. And how much water? I read 10 million gallons this wetland here absorbs. Would you say that's probably approximately?
That sounds right. That's water that would be going into people's basements, and the more development you have with the less permeable land,
Of course.
the floodplain spreads. So some people that weren't in the floodplain before are now.
I see it looks like a lot of native plants are planted there. It looks like everything was mindfully thought out about what exactly to put in these wetlands. Would you say that people actually sat down and mapped out what plants should be going here?
Yeah. Now we had professionals working with us because I
Yes.
have to say, Andy Strauss and his organization, he's an urban planner, something like that. I don't know, but he was an expert, and he's the one that came in and helped. And he was also awesomely connected with politicians because he was such a charming guy. So he took care of all of the professional part. But this is highly engineered.
Yes.
That's, you couldn't get volunteers to do that. And that's the one thing I would say to people that have a cause and want to be taken seriously. You got to hire a lawyer. You do. You got to hire a lawyer. You got to hire an expert who will argue on your behalf.
That's a really good point.
If you live in a building that has vapor intrusion, you've got to get experts to come in and measure that. But hiring experts is really important, which means fundraising. And sometimes it's like fundraising with spaghetti dinners or
Bake sales.
Yes.
Whatever you can do.
And just sending out flyers and asking for contributions.
GoFundMe's for.
Yeah, we didn't have that then.
Right.
but it was just a lot of determination on the part of 8 to 10 people that were dedicated to saving this piece of property, because this is it was a stopover for it's a migration route, so the birds stop here to rest, which is why it's wonderful that this area here is dark. And I think they've put the lights in so that they point down and not up.
Well, thank you so much. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, this is a really great project, and I want more of these in the state of New Jersey. And I think that seeing a community come together and work on a project without elected officials, working with other organizations that have the same goals, anything is possible, especially with flood mitigation here. And we have a great soccer field over here that we can have a hybrid project where everybody's happy. So thank you very much, Mary, for joining me.
Welcome.
And thank you all. And once again, I am Tracy Toller Phillips for Bloomfield Council at Large. And you can follow me on all my socials. I have a link in my bio. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you so much.